round 10. We're going to be racing around Russia. It's actually going to be the only sprint weekend of the season. So it's season 4, and we've got a sprint round. So it's going to be a 5-lap race to determine the grid for a 50%. So, or a 25%. I actually am not too sure. I believe it's a 50%. So instead of a qualifying session as such, it's going to be a 5-lap race, follow as the qualifying, followed by a 50% race. Sorry, just getting everything sorted. Announcements. Let me just make sure. Qualifying, yes. So it's just a 5-lap race, which the start order is determined by the standings, followed by a 50% race. Hello, H Burn, and hello, Whale. Welcome to the stream. Good luck to you. Well, I know you're racing again. I believe you do have that full-time seat now. We've seen you quite consecutively. I believe you do have that full-time seat. If so, congratulations. Good luck forwarding today. You say you forgot to warm up. It's all good. Use the 5 laps as your warm-up. That's typically what I do anyway. So, we are... always love racing here. Yeah, it is a great community. We're starting to build members. And yeah, so if you, I don't know how people who are in the lobby would join. I don't have any. I don't have any Discord links, so just kind of find it through people, I guess. But we are about to get underway. We do have 19 drivers in. Kavudi will not be classified as he does have a qualifying ban. So he'll be spectating the first race, starting at the back of the grid for the 50%, and I believe we only have the 19 drivers. So we'll be getting underway. Sadly, we'll not be joined by Labyrinth. Once again, he is away today. So that's all good. So it is Russia. A very kind of controversial track at the moment, but we go ahead over other leagues, considering it's only a game. We're not contributing to anything. Obviously, if there was a way to do it, we'd just race around the track without having any association to Russia. But there's no way to do that. So it is the Sochi Autodrom, situated in Sochi, around the old Olympic Park used for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. So it's a 19-corner circuit, relatively flat, maybe a little bit of elevation change as you get towards the final sector, the most technical and tricky section. It's 5.8 kilometers, 3.6 miles. It does have 18 turns, 19 turns. Obviously, some people don't count turn 1 as a turn, as it's just flat and it's barely used as a turn. Obviously, Herman Tilke designed the track, and it was first used in 2014 after the conclusion of the Winter Olympics, and is still being used today. Obviously not for the 2022 season. Still being used for us though. So we'll be getting underway in a matter of moments. We start at past. Yes, so we'll be getting underway in a matter of moments, as I was saying. 2 minutes, guys, and we go. So they're saying 2 minutes. We'll wait, maybe just trying to get another person in. And yeah, we'll be getting underway. Let's go through the lineup. So Big Boy in the Mercedes as usual, and we have Pozzy. We have Poz, I'm gonna call him. I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry. If you do end up watching the stream, please tell me if you want me to pronounce that. I'm just gonna call you Poz. I assume that's some kind of European. And then in the Red Bull we have Vertex Spectre and Atom Kev, Primetime Raz and Charlie in the McLarens, with Felix 1 and Kavudi will be lining up in the Aston Martins. Alpine we have Nox and Ash. Ferrari we have Jack Jackson and only Jack Jackson for the time being. Greek Bomber and Hervina lining up in the Alfa Tauris. Magnum, Galato and Whale in the Alfa Romeos. Haas is Face Pantera and Freestyler. Williams is Iron Apple and Racing Upter. So we'll be getting underway. We've just gotten the ready up message, so we will not have that second Ferrari car. It seems like the person is not turning up, so it's all fine and dandy. We're going to go look at the standings. It seems like Fabian, so Face Pantera, still leading, but that deficit has come down astronomically ever since the break. 75 points to Fabian, 70 to Felix, so that title battle is going to go right down to the wire, as we have, after this, only 6 rounds remaining, so still plenty of points up for grabs for all these drivers, but 5 points is the gap between those two, and it's even closer in the constructors between Haas and Aston Martin, only 3 points, so both championships are still up for debate no matter who you are. So IRL, this track shocking? Yes, it pretty much is. But in the game it can provide really good racing, as it's not really affected by dirty air. Fabian, so Pantera going postawinni means positive in Polish. Nice. I still don't know how to not butcher that, so I'm just going to call him Poz. So, yeah. We have got the 30-second timer. That is a bit early, though. So, someone is being penalised. We'll find out who. We have actually got someone for the main race. They just can't get on exactly right now. Is there a formation lap? I believe there will be. There should be, to let everyone warm their tyres up. No, we do not have a formation lap, so it's going right to 5 lights. And we are underway. Ash, starting from pole, gets an amazing start, and even better, behind there's already a car around. That was Vertex Spectre getting spun by, I believe, one of the Alfa Romeos who got a blistering start. That was Whale, I believe, who just tumbled right back down the order. We've already got many penalties behind, but Ash absolutely dominating so far. 1.3 seconds to the gap to Primetime Raz behind in this 5-lap sprint. Whale already made his way up into 3rd position. Obviously, one of the faster guys on the grid. Not having as many championship points, so it's allowed him to get up. And Felix is up to P6 from pretty much the back of the grid. That's Hervina round after being tagged by Jack Jackson. Now going down into the first couple of corners of the second sector. That's Jack Jackson going wide. Felix 1 already up into P4. Whale ahead of him, same as Primetime Raz, in 1.5 seconds. It's the gap to Ash out in front. Face Pantera all the way at the back, so not getting away. Well, I don't know what's happened here, but he's so far back, so this means he's not going to get any points, and he's still going around. So those tyres at the back of his car are just absolutely lighting up. So I don't know if this, I believe this race is scored not as much as the main race, but it is scored nonetheless. I do not know how much, but it means he's not going to get anything compared to Felix 1. So maybe Felix, if he can somehow make his way into the lead, he is very fast. So he's coming up to the back of Whale and Primetime Raz. He's within a second of both these guys. I wonder if he's going to be able to get past and make his way onto the podium. Jack Jackson is around towards the penultimate corner. But Whale, he's looking to make a move on Primetime Raz. He's sizing it up. He's having a little look around the outside. Turning now to the inside. He's slightly got the room. He doesn't have the room. It's been close on him. He wasn't exactly close enough to make that. And he's been spun around as a consequence. Now Felix gets another easy position. And he's just got to chase down Primetime Raz. And he'll have probably 3 laps to chase down Ash for the lead. If he can. Are there points in this race? I believe there are. So that is not as much, but I believe there are still some points. I don't know. But that's Felix 1 making a move to Primetime Raz. And that's a beautiful move up into P2. So Fabian, he's going to be starting at the back of the grid with Kavudi. So if Kavudi can get a good start, maybe you can hamper the Aston Martin the Haas to help his Aston Martin teammate. But now 3 laps to go. Is Felix going to be able to chase down this 1.5 second gap? At 32.2, he's a full second quicker a lap than Ash. So I think it's only a matter of time before Felix makes this move. We're going to continue on with him, even though there are battles towards the back with the Red Bulls. Or with the Red Bull following Whale, who's just outside the top 10 there. Charlie gets ahead of Nux. He's up into P4 now, following his teammate in the McLarens. Both of them doing quite well. Some of the Alpines obviously 1st and 5th right now. Can have a look at the penalty situation. There was a lot off the start there. It seems like a bunch of people just have 2 seconds. Face Pantera has the 4 seconds. So the only person really getting affected by it is Greek Bomber, who currently would drop down to P16, and Charlie, who dropped down to P6. So both of them probably going to make sure they can get a little bit of a gap to the cars behind, keep their position on track. Felix drops the gap now down to 1 second. He doesn't have DRS down this straight, but maybe the main straight if he can just get this last sector right. No mistakes. That's Magnum Gallardo and Hervina swapping positions in 9th and 10th towards the back. And this beautiful battle going on between both McLarens and the Alpine, and even Freestyler having a little look at the back there. He's just hoping that these guys can make mistakes, as Nux slightly made contact with Primetime Raz. Freestyler almost getting involved. Charlie sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Face Pantera gets another 2 second penalty for multiple warnings. But here's Felix. That gap is so close now. I don't know if Ash is really going to want to fight this. Freestyler gets ahead of Nux for P5. See, Felix, is he going to fight Ash, or is Ash going to fight Felix? Are these guys just going to swap positions? Because Ash does not have the pace, it seems like, over Felix right now, but will he have the defensive abilities down that straight with DRS? I don't think so. Face Pantera says the fast lap of the Grand Prix. That is not going to be any points to him, even if it is scored. Now, DRS wide open, no batteries. These guys aren't conserving, they don't need to. So Felix, it seems like he's going to get an easy move. Ash is going to make it difficult for him going around the outside, but he gets it done relatively easy before the braking zone. That's him into P1 with his main rival all the way at the back. So Felix, if this race is scored, this can mean he's already level on points. I don't know though. I genuinely don't know if it's scored or not. I can't find it anywhere on the Discord. I'm gonna have a quick gonna quickly ask. But in the meantime, it seems like Charlie almost has that 2 second gap. I'm trying to have a look. Is there anyone? Freestyler and Big Boy having a little battle. Nux is at the back. I don't know what's happening to Nux, but he's all the way at the back. Whale gets 2-second penalty. So does Freestyle. So Freestyle is trying to get up to Primetime Raz. He has got a 2-second penalty. That means he won't be vulnerable to Big Boy behind. But he's going to be able to get in front of Primetime Raz. And is Primetime Raz going to be able to stay within 2 seconds of Charlie? Ash gets a 2-second penalty. It seems like Charlie's going to be just able to pull out of a 2-second gap. It's going to go right down to the wire for that third position. They're both going to be third and fourth on that second row of the grid. A little bit of a spin behind that is Iron Apple. So that means Pantera is going to be maybe P17. He's got so many penalties for a 5-lap race. I don't know if he's trying or not. But let me just have a look. He's got 8 seconds. He will keep ahead of Iron Apple there. But that is something else. Felix comes home to win the 5-lap Grand Prix to take pole position. Charlie P3, Primetime Raz P4, Freestyler P5, Poz P6 ahead of his teammate Havina and Gallardo, all finishing close behind. Wellstills off the top 10. A little bit of crash behind from Asim Kev, but he is going to stay P12, his teammate P11, Jack Jackson P13, racing up to P14, Greek Bomb P15, 16th goes to Nux, Pantera P17, and Iron Apple P18. So Kavidi will be lined up behind them. And yeah, so Kavidi is going to be at the back. And I've just read a message. Whoever read it up before Phil's message will start the back of the 50%. So who started at who? I'm gonna ask. But yeah, that is the qualifying rounds. Felix won gets driver of the day. That's understandable. He went from the back. He went from the back to P1. That's wow. Yeah. Ben getting confused with the times. That's understandable. So yeah, P15 to P1 on the grid. That's insane. But yeah, so many penalties getting handed out. I got half the grid before turn 1. Yeah, apparently it was one of the most chaotic starts. Yeah. One of the most chaotic starts I think I've ever seen. There was a Red Bull spun around before turn 1, well before the official turn 1. Wonder if there's going to be some reports, get people some penalties for the main race. There will be nothing done for the actual race start, but maybe for the actual result. So that'll be something to look out for. Fabian says they're going to try Maker Hamilton from Brazil. If you can come back and fight Felix for this, obviously Taiwan not that high around Russia, so one stop inevitable for most of these guys unless a late safety car causes people to go onto the softs. Yeah, one stop pretty easy for everyone unless obviously damages cause otherwise. For one-man commentary team, that was quality, mate. Thank you, that means a lot. I would usually have my co-mate here. He is not here, sadly. Maybe getting a bit confused with the times as well, because clocks did go back. Start time went back an hour, or at least I think it did. I don't know. At least for me it did. It's an hour early for me, so it's not the greatest. I just need to make my gap in DRS a little bit bigger. If you can do that somehow in the game, I'll applaud you for it. But yeah, it's a very power circuit, Russia. Obviously it has technical sides, but it is reliant on the power unit. I believe we're just waiting for this 19th driver to get, the 20th driver to get in. Kavudi needs to stop spectating and select his car. and he does so. So I don't know if he can hear me or if that's just by luck, but we are getting underway in just a moment. Obviously the lobby does need to be set up, same with the grid, so there's going to be a little bit of a wait here, maybe 5 minutes. I'm going to be right back, so don't go anywhere. There'll still be action, but I just need to go check on something, and I might as well do so while it's break. I am back, and it seems like 27 laps is the race distance. We do still have only 19 drivers in the lobby racing for this main race. The 50% will get, so it was Greek Bomber, Havina, Poz, or Asim Kev. And I've just got confirmation. The only point will be for pole position. It's a 1 point pole. So it means that we will. The gap is now 4 points in the championship. When is this set to finish? Roughly 50 minutes to an hour time. Usually races with safety cars, which there will be. I'm gonna be real. There will probably be a safety car, so 50 minutes to an hour. If we can get less than that, we can get less than that, but I would say about 50 minutes to an hour. Felix says, what was that 5-lapper? I don't know. I just saw you all the way up there off the start, and it was a great race from you to take the pole position. So 4 points is the gap for now for you. 2 points in the constructors. So it's even closer now with your result. I have to quickly invite someone, guys. We're trying to get this person in, it's not letting. December 9812 it says. So he's apparently going to be joining us. And he'll be in the Ferrari. See, I'm gonna have a quick look what happened to Whale. He went straight through 2 cars and ended up pretty much surfing them off that start, and that's what sent the Red Bull round. So yeah, if I could get videos up I would, but I don't know how, so obviously I can't on PlayStation anyway. So that is gonna be it. I wonder if this Ferrari is gonna be joining. But yeah, so we shouldn't be getting. Oh no, he has joined. Hallelujah. So he'll be in the Ferrari seat, and he'll be at the back of the grid. P20. Unless Kavudi's ahead of him. I don't know, you got a qualifying ban. I don't know how that'll be sorted. One of my dogs is dying in the background. I don't know what's happened. I think my dogs are fighting. Okay, so the plan is don't break into turn 1. I mean, it might work. You never know. You might get away with it. Say there was a brake failure. Please don't though. I think you'll be ghosted if you do that, but don't try it. We want a clean race, or at least as much as possible. Like Fernando. Yeah, do Rosberg, pit lap 1 and go to the end. That'd be fun to watch. Maybe that's what can get you the win if you do that, because there'll be safety cars and all sorts. So should be getting underway in a matter of minutes, hopefully less. Are my dogs okay? I just hear one of them howling. I'm seriously concerned. I'll be right back. Oh, my new puppy's a big sook. My father's picked him up and he's just started crying his mind out because he doesn't like heights apparently. But we will be getting underway. Please tell me soon. I don't know if they're just trying to sort out the grids or anything. I really don't know. Shouldn't take this long, surely. Yeah, I do see Big Boy typing in the Discord, so should be very soon. Pods will be starting from the back after an amazing 5-lapper, but due to rallying up before the host, he'll be at the back. So, Pod's at the back. Kavudi P19. And then Sembo in front of him, and then everyone else where they started. So, that'll be your starting grid. I know 2 Polish from the back. Can't end well. I mean, the Polish drivers in PAFR have just been on the level this season, so maybe you guys can both do Rosbergs, come from the back, go through. We will be reading up soon, right? Surely we can't be waiting any longer. It's gone on for quite a long time. They'll be updated, maybe that's just the final adjustments to the grid. And then we'll be sorted. Anyone up for some small talk in the chat while we're waiting? It's been 10 minutes since the... Yeah, it's been almost 15 minutes since... It has been 15 minutes since the race finished, so... Surely we get underway. 10 minutes. How does it even take this long? I don't know. We have got the ready up message after a long wait. So all you guys that have stayed around, we're now in for 50 minutes of great action here in PAFR's top division, sponsored by SpecCon. So yeah, that'll be underway. It'll be Felix on pole, followed by Ash and Charlie. So that's your top 3. And sorry to those 3 in the chat that have been waiting a long time. Obviously Whale and Fabian both driving, but to you H-Burn, sorry to keep you waiting here. Finally, there will be a formation up this time, Whale, by the way. Just so you know. Worth it, says H-Pen. It definitely is. It's great racing week in, week out. And especially last week after the break, Belgium, it was such a great race. Went down to the final lap between our 2 leaders. And even Charlie was there at the same time, proving why they're the top 3 of the league. Felix did come out on top, closing that gap down to what it is now of 4 points. Can Pantera come back and sort his lead out? He's got many runs of no points as of recent. His first point in, I think, 4 rounds to Fabian came in, what was it? Came in Belgium. Yeah, 4 rounds. He hadn't scored a point since the first break. No, since the French Grand Prix. So there was 1, 2, 3 rounds where he had not scored a point. And then he scored in Belgium, so... still have that lead is so insane. The fact that he wasn't able to score for 3 rounds and still retained his lead so early on in the campaign. It was, yeah, he won the first 3 races. Felix came back in Spain. Pantera made up 4 out of 5 in France. And then it was Cavudi, Vincent in Britain, Felix again in Hungary to make it his second, and then made it 2 in a row in Belgium. It's going to make it 3 in a row, equaling Fabian's record. Is Pantera going to come back? We have got the ready up message, so everyone has their setups, everyone has their tyre pressure, everyone has their fuel, everyone has their strategies sorted. At least I hope they do. That was a 2-minute wait, as we like to give people time. So yeah, it's going to be a long run down into turn 1 after the formation lap, and that's when we're going to see the first of the action. Usually in real life a hot spot for overtaking on the first lap, usually a couple spins, but we hopefully can keep it clean tonight. Is there a prize pool for the championship? I believe, sorry there, I believe there might be. If so, it is very small. We're still growing in the league, and we basically run off donations. We have got a sponsor now, so maybe we can get a little bit there, but I'm not entirely sure. Mainly it is driver input if they want to risk money to win the money. So going through the grid, it is Felix on pole, Ash in second place, Charlie P3 with his teammate locking out that second row. Freestyle, the first of the Haas boys. Change in that this week. It's usually the other way around. Big boy P6. Havina is P7 with the first of the Alfa Romeos. Gallardo P8. Well as P9, and Vertex Spectre rounds off the top 10 in the Red Bull. Atom Kev is P11 with Jack Jackson alongside him. Racing up to P13, and Greek Bomber rounds off the 7th row of the grid. Nux is P15 after a spin late on in the 5-lap race. Put him down at the back. P16 for Iron Apple. P17 for our championship leader, who did not get a great race in the qualifying. He ended up spinning at the start and is now P17. P18 is Semba, and Kavudi is P19 after having qualifying then. And Pos rounds off the grid due to a reading up before the lobby host in the qualifying sent him straight to the back. Going through the tyres, everyone in the top 5 on mediums. Big Boy, Havina, Gallardo and and Vertex on softs, Whale on the mediums. Then outside it's also a diverse spread with 6 and 4. So 12 people on the mediums, 8 people on the softs. Felix and Pantera on different tyres. So we're going to see differing strategies. Felix trying to go quick at the end. Pantera wanting to make the most out of this start. Get track position before that early stop that he'll make compared to the rest. So we're just waiting for the final person to round up on the grid. And we've now heading to the lights. Is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We are underway for the Russian Grand Prix. It looks like an amazing start for Felix, getting great launch and second phase. There's an Alfa Romeo up the inside. That's well already up into P6, and he's looking to make even more down into turn 2. It seems like a very clean getaway so far. No one spun on the straight. There was Williams trying to go up the inside. Ash loses the back end, and no one has spun around as of yet. There's a little bit of people going wide through turn 3, but that's all good. If you do get a penalty there, we have said if you can provide you didn't get any lasting advantage, you will have that. Oh, and there's already a Prime Time Res and Nux are both out in separate incidences, but they're both out, and there's 2 crashes along there. So there's a virtual safety car now upgraded to a full safety car on lap 1. So these soft runners they could get their early pit stop done now and run to the end on mediums. They'll be absolutely dead, but they'll have track position. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but that is Nux and Primetime Raz sadly out. We're already down to 18 runners. Jack Jackson and racing up to both getting involved there, and I think so did Asim Kev. Yeah, so Semba up to P15, Face Pantera into P14. Pos past the Haas, so very good start from him. Just having a look at the positions gained, so 7 places for Pos, starting P20. Pantera takes P14, up 3 places. Semba takes 3 places, and Felix and Ash slightly going side by side. There's someone in the pit. There's Havina and Ironapple. So soft runners and Pos coming into the pit, so maybe Pos has a bit of damage to the rest of these guys. Pantera's in the pit, so these guys changing to the hards. Oh, Pos has changed to the hards. He was on mediums to start the race. All these guys, and so is Pantera changing to the hards. Mediums would definitely make it to the end. Havina and Ironapple believe that at least. So yeah, Felix is in P1, followed by Charlie, who's swapped positions with Ash. Well up 5 positions, a blistering start from the Alfa Romeo driver. Freestyler, Big Boy retained positions, P5 and P6, and then behind him, Galado's up 1. Vertex up 2, Greek Bomber up 5, Kavudi up 9 positions after that qualifying ban, showing that he made a great start. It's got blistering pace compared to these guys. Semba up 7. Atom Kev down 1, racing up to retains his P13. Jack Jackson P14. Havina down 8 positions, down P15. Ironapple, Face Pantera keep their position, and Pos has nowhere to go but up, and he's just gone into the wall and he's taken off his front wing. Maybe trying to get those tyres up to temperature, and he's just taken off a bit of his front wing. Very unlucky from the Mercedes driver there. That means he's going to have to change. Maybe he's trying to do it to switch back onto the mediums. Who knows? He will be having to come into the pit though. Forgot his setup. Oh yeah, there will be people that forget their setup, so or at least Nuxed, but he's out of the race, so yeah. Madness P44 Whale, yes, it was a great start from you. Up 4 positions, up 5 positions actually, so very good start from you. Maybe you can retain this pace to the end. Madness, yeah. I'd like to say it isn't usually like this. Lap 1 around tighter circuits definitely are in any league though, but yeah, safety cars are a big feature of this. So Pod's going to come into the pits. Wonder if he's going to slap on those medium compound tyres. If I was him, I would. I mean, you don't have any other tyres to go into. You don't want to go into softs. Yeah, he just slaps on medium tyres there. And he serves a 5-second penalty, so 2 birds, 1 stone. So the Aston Martin safety car taking the Aston Martin driver around the Sochi Autodrom. These guys just waiting for Pos to close up, and then we'll be getting underway again. It is a pretty long circuit though, so these safety cars feel like forever. I don't think we had one in Belgium, so I don't exactly experience the long safety cars from there. But the 3rd longest track on the grid, because we do have Saudi Arabia as a finale. That'll be the 2nd longest track on the grid. So yeah, the purple helmet of Felix, number 72. He's just, he's just waiting for that message. When can he back up the pack and pace them himself. Go when he pleases. These guys making sure their tyres are all up to temperature. You just see them moving down that straight, maybe not through the curve section. You don't want to lose the back end, go straight into the wall. As it seems like Iron Apple was actually done. He's broken off his front wing as I speak of it. Oh! So we now have a Williams without a front wing. Will he be able to close into the pack in time? We'll have another lap under safety car. But are we going to have enough time to let him get back? The safety car will be in next lap. No matter what, he can't keep waiting for people to make their way onto the back. Whether he can or not, it will be in next lap, so that's something to look forward to. I'm interested to know what tyres will he slap on. Is he going to slap on the hards? Is he going to slap on another set of mediums if he has them? I believe he will. I would say he slaps on a set of mediums, and I'm right again. Who knew? I'm amazing. Those looks are brand new for the Williams though, so he gets even better tyres than Pantera Havina. No, it was Jack Havina behind, and Pantera on hards. Pos having one lap less old tyres, then it'll be Iron Apple. These guys having to weave behind the safety car, making sure to keep temperature. It just destroys the tyres. So around a track that's not got high tyre wear, maybe this is going to be a contributing factor. I have to find out, as these people are just gonna, these guys just gonna wheel spin, try to get some heat into those rear tyres, and weave to get some heat into the fronts. So as Iron Apple does close onto the back, so no matter what, there will be safety car in this lap. Felix will lead us away for 23 laps of racing remaining once the green flags go. Felix, he's controlling the pace. He's going quite slow. This is going to cause some tire temperatures to drop. He's going as fast as he can. That safety car is not going slow whatsoever. I mean, not going fast whatsoever. Yeah, that safety car. He's coming before Felix can take it away whenever he wants. So he goes now. Doesn't get that good of a start because of the limiter, and he's going to be maybe vulnerable from Charlie behind. He's going to have slipstream. I believe Charlie will be using ERS. He is, so he wants this lead from Felix. What action we're going to see down into turn? Was Charlie close enough? He does not send it down the inside, but he's getting very close to the rear wing. That's going to be a warning for a lot of those guys taking a lot of that exit curb through turn 3. That's going to be multiple warnings there for a lot of these guys. Iron Apple's left the session, so that is now a disconnection. Another warning there, I believe, for Whale it would have been. He did run a bit wide following Ash's line. So yeah, looking for any battle at the front here. Looks like Whale and Ash, and they've actually collided. Whale's trying to go down the inside, maybe not the smartest move, and he has just clipped the rear wheel of Ash and taken off and taken a spin. I don't know if Ash has taken a little bit of. Pantera's going slowly on those hards, maybe struggling for grip. He got easily overtaken by I did see a bit of debris fly across the track. I don't know who that was from. I don't know. We'll have to see if someone comes into the pit for a front wing. But yeah, so that is pretty much Wales' race done and dusted. There's no way he's going to be able to come back without a safety car. You never know. Face Pantera still my fast lap of the Grand Prix for Felix, the first full lap under green flag conditions. And that is a 33.2 on the mediums for the German driver. It's going to go to the softs towards the end, so he's going to have absolutely blistering pace when he has no tyre wear. And I believe, yeah, Pineapple's just crossed the line, and it means he, and you saw the times disappear, that means it is desynced slightly, so his car might be appearing somewhere else on track for different people. Huge shame, but hopefully it doesn't affect too much. Netcode, a big factor for these races. You need to make sure that you have a good network, and that's Magnum Gallardo going down positions. Has he not got a front wing? No. And there's Jack Jackson going for a spin behind before the second straight. Through that kind of double apex left-hander, and that's him now down into P17. And Pineapple, who is ahead of him on the track, is behind him, so yeah, the lobby is desynced, at least for Iron Apple. Well gets past Havana for P13. This Afro Mary showing strong pace on those mediums. He's now got his teammate up ahead. DRS now enabled. Further back, Big Boy gets 3-second time penalty. That's Gallardo into the pits. This is not going to put up a fight for Whale. Is anyone still on softs out there? Yeah, racing up to Semba, Vertex and Big Boy all on softs. So they'll be coming in within the coming laps. Well, maybe you're going to be under a bit of pressure from the DRS assisted Alpha Tauri behind of Havana. Face Pantera also looking to make a move. It did seem like he was close from that helicopter cam. It isn't. There is a Williams round that's racing Arta, and he is out, and there's another safety car. 2 laps we got before another safety car, and I don't know what happened. Racing Arta seemed to be turned around. Maybe got the Sebastian Vettel treatment and got spun round into the wall. He was facing the other way though, so it was a bit different. Yeah, so Felix won and Charlie still P2, P3 still with Ash. Freestyler up to P4, Big Boy P5 and Vertex P6. Group Bomber P7, Kavudi is P8, Aston Kev P9, Semba P10, Whale P11, P12 goes to Havana, Pantera is P13. On hards. I wonder if he'll come in for a set on mediums, because the safety car. Pos is P14, Jack Jackson P15, Magna Gallardo P16, Iron Apple P18. Still decent, so yeah. It seems like he's a couple laps behind everyone else, even though he's really not. So yeah. That is a problem. Multiple people in the pits. Pantera is one of them, as I would have thought. Jack Jackson in the pits. Pantera, Semba. Vertex comes out on mediums. Whale is changing his front wing, so he did have a little bit of damage, as I suspected. Big Boy going on to the hards. Now is definitely a time that you shouldn't be speculating, and he was on the soft compound tires, so he should have gone to mediums. I don't exactly know why. He probably has his own reasoning. H1 says, can't imagine how frustrated Felix would be. Yeah, I'd be too if I was leading a race, and just suddenly the pack keeps getting bunched up. You can't. I'd be frustrated anywhere in the grid though, not being able to get the racing underway, or if you're one of those that's out of the race. So Iron Apple a lap behind. And he's a lap behind Jack Jackson, so he's 2 laps behind the race lead. Yeah, so even though it says he's on lap 6 for him, but he's definitely not. He's on the lead lap, so wherever he is, finishing in between. I think that'll be his spot. He'll have to just provide his POV. I've took the Ferrari on pit entry. I'll send a quick to Scully. Did you do a Sebastian Vettel? So as racing up to got the Sebastian Vettel treatment in the bad way, you got the good Sebastian Vettel treatment and got an overtake in the pit lane on the Ferrari. So very good job from you, Whale. Obviously not having the best of starts. You did get away well, and then having that unlucky spin, taking off a bit of your front wing. You're now on the comeback drive. You're on softs though, and you're overtaking a couple people. You're in the pits. Did you not have another set of mediums? Did you accidentally go on softs? And Jack Shaston, the only other guy on softs, so gonna have to pit again. And mediums go onto that Alfa Romeo. Interesting. Nine Apple, who's just started in between the two Mercedes. He would be P10. So I can go to the end. You can, but why'd you go to the softs in the first place? Were you already on a set of mediums? Probably that's the case. You just want to make the second stop just to make sure you can have the second tyre compound ready. So if that is the case, that is fully understandable. And then Felix is the only one. Oh no, not the only one, sorry. Top 7 are the only people not to have pit yet. So these guys will have to come in 4 softs later on in the race. They have not changed compound. In fact, so I'm going to check who has changed compound or not. So Havina, has anyone outside the top 8? No, so everyone outside the top 8 can go to the ends. Maybe not Jack Jackson on those soft compound tyres, but everyone else certainly can. And then that top 8, the top 7 actually. So we will be affected by it. So safety car in this lap. I did not see the message, but safety car is in this lap. Felix gonna lead us away for a second time within the first 10 laps. So hopefully there are no safety cars from here on out, but the way things are going, a big back end loss. Those tyres definitely not up to temperature on the Aston Martin. This is gonna give Charlie the whole world of confidence. Whale, a 3-second penalty for multiple penalties, but Charlie's going to have the run. He's going to be alongside the wheel of Felix. He backs out of it going to turn 1. Maybe a bit of a smart move there. You can't go too wide into that corner, but that just means he's going to have to back off. Felix left very vulnerable as those tyres weren't up to temperature, and a bit of dirty air shown from Charlie there. A bit of understeer, it looked like, on the McLaren. Felix Pantera up into P12, getting past Big Boy, and Whale getting past Semba as well as Jack Jackson, so maybe a bit of a problem behind for him. And Iron Apple is at the back, so he is fully at the back now. He is P17. So Felix has a 7/10 gap to Charlie behind with 1.8 seconds to Ash, who's I'm going to switch this back to interval. Well, that is fast that wrong way. So yeah, over a second to Ash for these front 2 guys, and all this battling is going to cause problems for Pantera if he cannot find his way past quick enough. This is when Felix needs to push. He needs to make sure he can get out ahead of Pantera. If he can do so, he'll be in a good shot for taking this championship lead. If he cannot, he will have fresh softs, so he'll have the pace anyway. But he does have to get past that obstacle of the Haas. I wonder if they'll pit around lap 20, I'd assume, maybe a bit earlier. Thinking about lap 25 onwards. We'll see people come into the stops, maybe unless they want an undercut on their fellow drivers. Top 7 still haven't pit, they've retained the same, well, they're still top 7. Kavidi has dropped behind Atom Kev. Other than that, it is the same order. Just looking, Face Pantera getting behind Pos there, so 2 Polish drivers switching rounds through the middle section of this track. Now for the double left-hander, preparing for the main straight now. He's got a good sight on that Alfa Romeo behind. He's a bit wide. Maybe lucky if he didn't pick up a warning there. He's not using ERS, so he's trying, not really looking to pass the Alfa Romeo just yet, which may not be the best thing he wants to get past. He's still got 4 cars ahead of him before the effective race leaders. Atom kept going a bit deep, sagging the AlphaTauri and Kavidi, trying to have a look up the inside. He can't make it through. Pos loses another position to Jack Jackson, and Face Pantera gets past Gallardo while we weren't watching. So Pantera only got 2 people ahead of him now. Sembert's now out of the race. That's at the last corner. And there's a virtual safety car and a full safety car. Is it increased? Like, how has he gone off there? What has happened? That's obviously contact, but let me have a look at the settings. Because there's now a 3rd safety car. What is the... Someone reduced as well. That's a 3rd safety car. These guys, they can't pit yet. It's too early for softs. So they're still having to stay out on those medium compound tyres. What is this race? I know. It's insane. We've had more laps under yellow flag conditions of safety car, and we have had laps racing on this shambolic race. Yeah, I don't know what's happening to these guys. We have had a flurry of reserves this week. Yeah, I'm actually eating my dinner right now because I just have the time to, because these guys are going to be coming into the pits though, so this is something interesting. I wonder, they'll be going on to softs. Can they stretch softs to the end? Who's going to pick up the effective race lead? Freestyler not coming into the pits, he'll be. So these guys, they are coming in for softs. So Pos gets a 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane. So Pantera is ahead of Felix, but only by 3 positions, and Felix is going to have softs, but those are going to die out towards the end. This is not what those top guys would have wanted. It's a bit too early for them. There's just fuel burning from Pantera probably with the 3rd safety car. These guys are going to be loaded with fuel. But what a turn of events, even though we have had safety cars pretty much throughout the entire race. Interesting event. The Haas's now leading the Aston Martins, so that points gap at the top will increase if it stays the way it is. As we've been underway for about an hour now, since the qualifying race. You think softs will make it? They probably can. Tyre wear is very low, but they'll be definitely dead towards the end. Definitely 60%, something like that. I don't. I mean, I think they can. They can do just over 10 laps time. As long as no more safety car. I mean, tyre wear is, as I've said, very low, and you know there will be, after this, like 13 laps of racing. They'll definitely make it, but they'll be screaming towards the end. I'm so sorry if you can hear my chewing. I'm really hungry. I haven't had dinner, and I would have waited to the end, but at this rate, it's not going to end for another hour. So sorry about that, guys. We're halfway through the race, finally. Because we're just running on board with Freestyler, seeing what he can do. I don't even know anymore. Like. What do I talk about? There's pause in the pits again. What? Probably 7 that other penalty they had. Very good hot dog. I've got a second one there. I might leave that one for a bit. Maybe until the next safety car comes out. Any other leagues you commentate? Not currently. My commentating is really only for this Sunday division. I race predominantly. I do enjoy racing more than commentating, but commentating still is fun nonetheless. I get to witness amazing drivers, usually week in, week out racing, not spending it under safety car for 20 to 30 minutes. So maybe in coming seasons, I don't know, I might have to with coming into year 11 next year. So halfway through the next game, maybe just switching to commentating full time. Maybe with an odd appearance in a race, but for now, just PFR Division 1. Safety car is in this lap, so we'll have 13 laps remaining. Semba has left the session, he's already out, so that is nothing there that's going to cause some desync. As Freestyler goes, he doesn't have nearly as much wheel spin as Felix did. Now what can these guys on softs do towards the end of this race, trying to make sure they can catch up and extend their gap on these guys in front. Freestyle, who still hasn't pit Havina on the oldest mediums, having made a pit stop, so Havina will be in the lead technically, and Gallardo goes down. That is not a spin, that is just him getting overtaken by 3 drivers in a very short span. And now, here's the battle we've all longed for. It's Felix versus Pantera. They are now next to each other on track, and we'll be certain to make sure we watch this throughout its entire lifespan, this battle. Hopefully it's not too short, maybe, but with those soft tires, probably will be. Maybe towards the end of the race we can see it spark back up, but we have these guys all in train formation all the way back down to P7 all within a second. Whale is back down, he's struggling on those medium compound tyres, and Felix has hit the back of Pantera after going pretty deep. That means he's going to have to now make up this gap again. He's got a car up his inside of Gallardo, looking to try to take P6 away from Felix 1. Felix, our reigning world champion, having a bit of a moment. He did in Belgium as well. He did have a spin and came back into it. So maybe he can do the same thing here. Maybe that's just what he needed to get this win. As we just get a curb shot there and a change for P2. Havina gets overtaken by Vertex. Pantera and Charlie. No, Pantera and Havina going side by side. And Pantera around the outside cannot hold on to P3. Havina slots himself back into that third place. He goes a bit wide, mid's going to leave him vulnerable to Pantera into the second. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. I was going to say second sector, but there's a little bit of contact that's now going to cause Pantera to be under pressure from Charlie behind. Charlie backs out of it yet again. He doesn't want to go side by side as much with these top guys. He is ahead of Pantera, of Felix, so that is one driver in the way of the Aston Martin's hopes of winning this race. Charlie getting the run on Pantera. Dropped the ERS as Pantera is maybe looking for a move on Havini. Breaks early, so Charlie really not going aggressive right now, which a bit surprising. He needs to make all the gap he can on those soft tyres. And Havina gets a bit wide. That is going to leave Pantera vulnerable now. And Charlie, his patience has paid off. And he is now up into P4. With Pantera behind and Felix now behind Pantera yet again. Hopefully he doesn't go straight into the back and lose another couple of positions. But it seems like he's going to have DRS. He's going to have ERS. He's going to have a go on the Polish driver in the Haas. He pulls out towards the outside. Vertex trying to go for the move for the lead, but so far Felix going to have to take a warning there probably. On the inside, on the softs, he's going to have more grip. They're still side by side. Pantera is going to have the inside line. They're still going side by side now through all the first sector. Now through the second sector are they going. Pantera makes a dive on Havina, and now going three wide. A little bit of a squeeze there for Felix, and they're still running next to each other, wheel to wheel. Our two championship contenders, they're still going. Now for the double left-hander, Pantera gets a bit of a run, and Felix is going to have to stay behind. He's going to get a run down the next straight. There he goes, quite wide, but a bit of a slide from Pantera. It's not going to help his acceleration. Felix, he pulls out to the left. He's not going to have any slipstream though, so they're going to stay at this stalemate, side by side. A little bit of a wheel touch, and a little bit going deep from Pantera, and he is round. Is that a DNF? Or is that just his front wing off? But they've gotten absolutely... Pantera has gone so deep, and Felix had nothing he could do. That is completely Pantera's fault. From what I've seen, I don't know what happened. Maybe he got a little bit of a touch from behind from Ash. But from what I've seen, it is Pantera's fault. But he's not going to have a front wing, and he's going to come into the pits. Absolutely chaos between these front guys. It's not the first time Pantera's come into a collision. He did have a little incident with Charlie, who's actually in the lead. Charlie has somehow managed to wriggle his way into P1 through all that drama. And Magnum Gallardo retired in the pits. So it's not the first time Pantera's dropped points because now of an incident. He did have a incident in Hungary with Charlie. And I don't know if he's come together. I believe he has come together with Felix on one occasion. They were side by side through Belgium and through all of that sector, almost all of sector 2 as well. So it was brilliant racing up until that bridge section. Felix one now makes his way into P3 and onto the podium. He's now got his sights set on the Red Bull of Vertex Spectre, and then he's gonna have to chase down Charlie for the win. 10 laps remaining. And Pantera, 35-second gap to P12. He's got about 37 seconds, I would say 38 seconds to the points. So as long as Felix can keep it on track, he will be taking the lead of this championship. Now just looking behind, as there's a whale round. Charlie sets fast up for the Grand Prix. A 33.3 brilliant lap from him. And well, he's going a bit slow. Does he have damage? Don't think so. Maybe just trying to find his confidence again. There's so many more pit stops, both from these soft runners, going to an extra set of softs, replacing their wings, and Freestyler making his one and only stop of the race. So Felix, he's right on the back of the Red Bull Vertex Spectre now. He's going to try and make a move before the DRS zone. He sees the blinking light from Vertex. He doesn't have much DRS himself though. He's going to wait for the DRS. I'd assume I would if I was the Aston Martin driver. But he wants to make it as quick as possible and have the pace over Charlie to catch him with the dying embers of the race still to come. What's the exit going to be like? He does get the exit. He has the DRS. He's not going to use the DRS though. He doesn't need it. Pulls to the inside and he's going to make that move fairly easily. So that's now Felix up into P2 and Kavudi behind his teammate in P4. Can he make his way up to Vertex to make it a double podium for the Aston Martin drivers, securing their spot at the top of the table as it is on both championships. Aston Martins will be reigning the pack. So Kavudi just needs to make his way past the 10-lap old mediums of Vertex on that Red Bull car. Felix 1.7 is the gap. Probably running a bit higher downforce than Charlie's because they're not using ERS either of them, and Charlie's pulling a little bit on the straight. So there's that. Vertex and Kavudi both have penalties, so he needs to get Kavudi needs to get gap to Adam, Kevin and Habina behind, who are both battling from side by side. And 3-second penalty to Felix 1. That is interesting because that means he's not only going to have to get past Charlie, he's going to have to build 3 seconds to the McLaren to take this win. So Charlie probably just loving life right now. Pantera makes his way into P12. And he's got points on his mind. He's only got 10 seconds to the top 10 then. As long as he can just catch up to Ash. He's got 7 seconds to his teammate, who might make it easy for him because he knows Pantera needs all the points he can get to secure the Drivers' Championship, or at least try to secure it in his attempts. But 1.1 is the gap, only half a second gained on this lap, so at this rate maybe he can. Wow, that battle was going so well. Yeah, it was, and then come on Charlie. So H-Bone gone for the Brits. Maybe a bit of a Pantera fan, maybe. Or he's just a McLaren fan. Who knows? But Felix won. He is chasing down that McLaren. He's not going to get it on the straights. He's not going to close in on the straights. He's not got the straight line speed compared to McLaren, but he's definitely got it through this middle section and through the last section. So that is when Felix is going to be able to make his move, is if he can get close to DRS. He's going to have to save a bit of DRS though. He can't hold on for too long behind this McLaren because he needs that 3-second gap. He has got the pace, but he's going to have to drop Charlie outside that 1 second if he wants to start extending that gap. He goes a bit wide. That's probably going to be another warning for him. And Charlie goes AI. I don't know why, but yeah, that I don't know what happened there. Maybe checking something, maybe changing the settings. Doing it on the straight though, so don't lose any time. But 3/10 is the gap between Felix and Charlie. Can the move be done down the next straight? Going to be riding with these two until this battle is over. ERS active for the Aston Martin. He's going to drop it before the DRS. He is struggling for ERS. Charlie won't know that though. Is it going to be close enough? He's going to make... Oh, he didn't make the lunge. I thought he might have down into turn 2. He doesn't. He gets a little bit wayward over that curb. Doesn't get a warning. At least I don't think he would have. Adam, Kev and Vertex just swapping positions. And this is why. Vertex is spun around on the exit of turn 2. And that is him down the order into P8 as of now. Maybe well getting ahead of him as well. It probably will be. We'll just see that through the telemetry. But yeah, back to the front. Charlie still holding on to that lead. Felix, is he going to go for the move down this next straight? He hasn't got as much ERS. He's not using it, so I don't think he's trying. He maybe wants to try extend his gap through the middle section of the track. I mean, I could be completely wrong, as he is coming side by side, and that is a move for the lead. Still not effectively leading though because of that penalty. Is Charlie going to fight back, or is he going to just try to sit in the DRS of the Aston Martin and risk getting dropped off behind? That is now Felix up into the lead. He now has about 5 laps remaining to try get this win. Now through the final corner. Now down the main straight. He hasn't got ERS to play with, so if Charlie wants to, and he is, Charlie is trying to fight back. He's going to make a lunge. He doesn't make a lunge, so both drivers backing out before the, and that's Pantera. Pantera's round at the bridge again, and that's now down into P14, so his points hopes are just dying away. And now Felix won, leading the race. He needs to find that 3 seconds. Charlie sees the blinking light, and Felix really making this track as wide as possible and probably grabbing even more warnings while he's at it, so he's not, maybe I'm the best at time of things. Kavudi isn't to B3 on track, but not really with the penalty that he has. Just trying to find my words there. Vertex picks up a 3-second penalty to add insult to injury, and Charlie has stayed within Felix's DRS, so a little bit of a back end loss from Felix. It doesn't look like much though. Greek Bomber has a little bit of a spin through the second sector. Pantera now up back to P12, and he's got 12 seconds to the top 10. Now it's gonna be Charlie making a move around the outside. He's now on track, gone into the lead. Obviously still retain the lead from before, and now with 4 laps remaining in this race, is there going to be enough time for Felix to get that 3-second gap? As each lap, as each sector passes, those hopes would just be slipping away. And he's going to be definitely frustrated. He's maybe pushing a little bit more. He doesn't have ERS to play with, and if he can't get past, and maybe if he pushes a bit too hard, we could see a bit of a mistake. He is prone to mistakes. We have seen that before earlier in the season. But yeah, he's got DRS. Charlie not using DRS to defend, so it's going to be another easy move for Felix, swapping positions yet again. Is this now going to be the time to for Felix to make the gap? It doesn't look like it. Charlie having so much pace to keep up, especially down those straights. That's really helping him. But those people that started on the mediums changed to the softs. Clearly the strategy to go on. They're all top 4 respectively, and Havina behind the first on the medium runners. He pitted from that first safety car. Charlie, round 4 that was, and Charlie makes a move again. They've got Iron Apple in front, so no, they'll pass him for the next DRS straight. I was going to say maybe he can come into play, help Charlie retain his lead, but it doesn't seem like it. They'll definitely get past, as they do both there. Felix, he sees the blinking light from Charlie. He knows he's not got ERS himself, so it's really the DRS that's only separating these two. Atom Cave gets ahead on track from Kavidi, so There's another one of the Aston Martins suffering because of penalty. But yeah, Felix, are we going to see round 5? He's going to obviously try to come back. He saved a little bit of ERS, but so is Charlie. And Charlie just trying to get out of the slipstream is not going to work. Sector 1, Vertex off again. That's at the turn 5. And Felix one gets ahead of Charlie again. I feel like this is just going to keep going to the end. And if it does, Charlie will take the win. So Felix just trying to kind of hoping for Charlie to make a mistake. I don't know if McLaren will do it. He hasn't got a race win yet in Division 1, at least this season. I don't think he did last season either, but he is looking for that. And I feel like he'd be loving it even more if he could get on track. Round 6. So every straight these guys getting past each other, and that is Charlie ahead of the Aston Martin once again. Kavudi getting past Atom Kev behind at the same spot. So it seems like DRS really helping all these guys get their little battles over and done with. We're going to continue watching this. 2 laps to go. Well, 1 lap and 2 sectors before the checkered flag falls. Pantera so close to the points. He's currently in the points actually with the penalty route bomber. So this will be 1 recovery drive for him to get anything from this race. He has had 2 spins. A little bit wide there from Felix, so he's getting away with these track limits. I've seen him go wide quite a few times. He's going to be able to get past Charlie again. Yeah, I think he will. Down the inside, he's got it a lot later, but he gets it done nonetheless. There'll be 1 lap of racing to go. Charlie well within that 3 seconds of Felix. So Felix, these tyres definitely easily can go to the end, as I said. So take that 1H burn. Charlie gets 3-second penalty. So everything is now to play for. Charlie, who his only task was to not get a penalty, has gotten a penalty. So he now needs to make this stick on track. He has gotten past Felix into turn 2 on the final lap of the race, but is he going to be able to down the second straight? So this is throwing everything into the air with this Charlie getting a penalty. And yeah, he's now going to be absolutely... Oh, but Felix gets another one. Everything's going and mixed emotions going everywhere. Felix maybe getting a bit too cocky on exit due to the penalty from Charlie, but picks up another one himself. That's going to pretty much seal the deal for Charlie, who's probably killing himself for a little bit of time there. Felix is going to get the move done down the second straight, but Charlie, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, he will retain this lead. So just to make sure, yes. So 6 seconds to the Aston Martin driver, 3 seconds to the second place of Charlie. Aston Kev is in P3, so he's done great to put himself onto that third position and the bottom step of the podium, but a podium nonetheless. So Felix crosses the line P1, but is going to get overtaken by Charlie, who wins the Russian Grand Prix. Aston Kev is going to come home for P3 with Kavudi just behind, maybe even getting overtaken by Jack Jackson. So Kavudi, who was on for a podium, gets overtaken by Jack Jackson and Herbina, so he drops down to P6. Pos is going to take P7 with Freestyler. Actually, he's not going to take P8. He's got Ash behind within 9 seconds. So that is Freestyler going to drop down to P9. Ash is going to take P8. Greek Bomber, he's going to take P10 on track. He's going to get overtaken by both Fabian and Pantera. I mean, Fabian and Big Boy, so that's P12 for him. Whale, only P13. And Vertex behind P14. So great job from Charlie there to take the win, staying cool under pressure a little bit. I mean, he did get that penalty, but yeah, Felix not going to be happy as well, getting the 2 penalties, and both of them getting it pretty much on the final lap. So you guys, both of them, just absolutely giving me hell really in this commentary box. So I'm going to ask all these guys for an interview, as I usually do. Get the top 3 in for a interview. We have already got Charlie in for an interview. We can always count on him. He loves a bit of it. So we're gonna get a party started. A closed party. Hopefully this won't take too long. But yeah, we'll get the interviews sorted. Invite to a party. If Kev gets in quick enough, we'll have him first. We'll wait for these guys to join. So that is confirmation. Charlie taking the win, Felix P2 and Atom Kev P3. 2 Germans taking the top 3 steps. Jack Jackson P4, first of the Australians. Ash P8, second of them. And then, yeah, so 4 DNFs and Iron Apple, no, 5 DNFs and Iron Apple, who was 3 laps behind. We have got Felix into the party. Can you hear me, Felix?
Yes, hello.
Very interesting race, up and down, especially on that last lap. That Felix feelings been up and down, especially for me and the viewers. So how are you feeling? You must be devastated.
Well, I'm not really too annoyed with it. I got a penalty on myself, and I guess I'll have to take it. It did end up costing me the race win, but I think I might have lost it anyway, considering that on the first safety car, I think I crossed the white line, and I caused a bit of an incident as well between Charlie, Ashley, and myself. So I probably would have gotten a penalty for that anyway, which would cost me the race win. So I'm not too annoyed about it. I'm happy with the P2. Good for the championship, especially with Pantera that far down the field. He must have had an awful race. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, so that is now you, after round 10, so 6 races to go, now into the lead of the championship in both constructors and the drivers. That's a positive at least. So
yeah, definitely, finally.
Yeah, second you, 10 races to finally claim that top spot back. And you're going on about Pantera. Just thought I'd let you know, after that incident, what happens? I saw you 2 come together. Do you know exactly what happened?
Well, we were fighting for like half a lap, stuck behind Havina, who was braking very, very early everywhere, and he was right in front of me, because I had the racing line, so he was just right in front of me the entire time, and braking very early, and I couldn't get past Pantera because of it. And I think eventually, once I got past Pantera, I think he made contact with Havina, driving into his back, and then he spun into me. I think that's what happened. I'm not entirely sure. I have to obviously look at the videos again. I don't think it was my fault. Don't think it was his fault. Probably just a racing incident.
Yeah, because from what we saw, we got one of the bad camera angles from the third person perspective is just with you. It just looked like he went a bit too deep and really hit you, and then you trying to rejoin back onto track, it just spun him around. But then he had a later spin, which set him further down the order. But yeah, that's a positive. Now into P1 in the standings, P2 on the race. Sadly not taking 3 back to back, but you must be happy. So yeah, thank you for that. We're gonna now move to Charlie, our race winner, because we don't have Kev in the party. Charlie, you must be absolutely buzzing, mate.
I definitely am buzzing. I'm surprised that I managed to keep up Felix, but probably if I didn't get past all the traffic once we first pitted, I doubt I would have had that win. and with Felix again, caught up with oh, here's Amkev. But yeah, definitely with all the traffic that was in front of us, I was a bit worried that I wouldn't be able to get out of orbit in time. But with all of the drivers making mistakes, including Felix at some point there, managed to pull through. Was a bit worried on the last few laps because I was one warning away from the penalty. But then Felix ended up getting another penalty, which gave me the win automatically. Yeah, it's finally came for me. Finally got the first win, and I'm very happy because that's probably brought me back in the championship fight.
Yeah, definitely. You're not too far off those top guys, and now back-to-back podiums. So your first win of the season, and did you, for a while, I believe, did you get one last season?
Did I get what last season?
A win last season.
No, I was probably close. I was close to getting a win in Baku on the like restarted version.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I got damage. Then I got damage after Felix crashed at the castle section, so I decided to stay out, and it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, that was the only thing I was thinking of. So you must be absolutely buzzing. But what about after that penalty for about half a lap? It was all to play for. How were you feeling after that? Did you have your heart in your mouth or something?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was definitely an intense battle.
Yeah, swapping positions pretty much every straight, and if that would have continued, it seemed like you wouldn't have taken the win, but you did nonetheless, so very good job from you, Charlie, our race winner. Thank you for that, and we're going to now jump to our third place man of Asim Kev. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
P3, no penalties for you. You were battling Kabudi towards the end there. How was your race?
Oh, it was chaos. Absolute chaos. Because of the free safety cars, I think No, wait. The first safety car was on lap 1 or 2 or something like that. And I was on a medium tire, so I didn't pit, you know. The second safety car was a bit unlucky for me because it was like, I think lap 8, so the hard tires would have been not that good because, you know, it's a hard tire. It would have easily made it to the finish, but I would be slow as hell. So I didn't want to use them, and the soft compound wouldn't make it to the end. So I decided to stay out. After that, yeah, it was pretty good. I had some battles and took some positions. I don't know if you saw it, but I made an overtake into what's it called in sector 3, that slow chicane.
Ah, yeah.
And there was like a car park, and I overtook, I don't know who, but I overtook someone around the outside, and then went into the inside, so that was the best move of the season for me. And after that, yeah, I pitted for softs, and I actually had what's it called? Me and Cavudi did the same thing as Max and Leclerc. We both braked. We didn't want to be in front, so that we can get DRS, but I decided to go in front of him and just use my ERS, which worked out at the end.
Yeah, so I actually didn't see too much of anyone else's race. To be honest, I was too focused on this battle for the lead in the last 10 laps. So from my end, it was a bit quiet. Obviously, you did have that mess up in the qualifying, the sprint qualifying.
Oh yes.
Didn't you get taken out before turn 1 or something? Oh, and he's just left the party, maybe due to internet connection. Just wait a little bit, see if he can get back in. If not, we'll just go on to the final closing statement. Just wait a little bit. Okay, he says it's internet stuff. If he isn't to join back, that was a very good race from him to get. Oh, he is joining back. So we will see him back to finish off this interview. So thank you to everyone who's stayed with me for the past hour and 40 minutes. It has been quite a long time, especially for you, H-Burn, who stayed in the chat, keeping beside me for this entire race. He's joined back. What happens on the sprint qualifying? You got like taken out before someone, I believe. You there, Kev? Okay.
Oh yeah, the sprint qualifying. Oh, it was pure chaos. I hope we never do that again. It was fun, just a little bit, you know, because it's racing. It's more fun than qualifying. But in turn one there was such a chaos. Legit, I think I went into first gear because there was a car park. Then I think at the end of the section, at the end of sector 2, the braking zone, I messed up a bit because there was like 3 cars in front of me and they didn't calculate to brake a bit earlier. So then I just missed my braking point, went down on the inside, like legit rammed someone, and then spun around. After that, it was just going downhill.
Yeah, I mean, even though that didn't sound like a good time, you did pull it back in the race. So props to you for I believe one of your first podiums of the season. So very good job. You now P4 still in the standing. So good job from you.
Thank you.
And that is going to conclude round 10 for the PAFR Division 1, sponsored by SpecCon. Thank you to all of you that have stayed through from the start to beginning. I mean, from the beginning to end. And I'll